Let me know when.
Right now.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, out there in the fantasy football world. Welcome to Clock Management Fantasy Football. Of course, we got Justin, we got Sven from the Fantasy Fam, and of course, myself, Robbie J of the Run Boys Fantasy Network, here on Clock Management Fantasy Football, partnered with the Run Boys Fantasy Network. Sign up for runboys.com if you guys haven't already. Justin.
Yeah, so before we get started, normally I got my 49er cup when we do the Sunday lives, but since it's this weekend, I got my Star Wars cup out.
Oh, snap. See it?
Oh yeah, I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. So.
Yeah, I saw it too. I don't want to give any spoilers.
Yeah,
I'm still processing it.
Me and my co-host been fighting over this because he's like, you will not talk about Star Wars on our show. He's like, no spoilers for anyone. I'm like, I'm giving them
right?
2 weeks. After 2 weeks, I'm talking about
2
it.
weeks. Yup, exactly. 2 weeks. I'll give you that.
There may or may not be a set of tickets in my stocking. I mean, I don't really know. Just in case the wife is listening.
Oh, you already got that sneak peek, huh?
You know, a little something, bro.
So yeah, we're here to answer your guys' fantasy questions for the championship week. So make sure you drop those below, and then also we'll be covering some injuries and stuff, updates. They'll probably be happening during the show as well, some of these updates with the games happening today. So I pulled up the injury list. I'm going to just run through them. There's actually not too many significant injuries to like significant fantasy players. Lots of linemen and linebackers out. But fantasy-wise, I was going through DJ Chark is still questionable for the Jaguars-Atlanta game. I think fantasy implications is, this just
playing.
What's that?
I think he's playing, right?
I think so. He's questionable. So with an ankle, I would assume he's playing because it's not an ankle sprain or anything like that. So I would assume he's playing. Maybe temper expectations from him. It might hurt him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not much. I mean, that wouldn't really be a deciding factor for me on whether to play him.
True.
Yeah, we already had the Saturday game, so sorry we didn't do this for you guys then. So hopefully you guys got those ones right.
No.
AJ Green, he's still out. Where you guys think AJ plays next year?
AJ, if you want, man, you can come to Washington. We'll be more than happy to suit you up in burgundy and gold. Just don't try and file any grievances against us because those injuries happen with the Bengals.
As a 49er fan, I'd be happy to have him too.
I'm with it.
There's one. Oh yeah, wide receiver Adam Humphries out for the Titans. I think that helps AJ Brown get more points this week. It would help Corey Davis, but nothing can help Corey Davis at this point.
Corey Davis needs.
No.
Yeah, Corey Davis needs to find a better personal trainer. I actually know a couple of guys out here in Colorado Springs if he's down to train at the Elevation. Part of me just fantasy aside questions this man's work ethic. To be honest, how bad do you really want it? Because there's no with his size and with his speed, there's no reason why he's not doing the things that AJ Brown should have been doing. The things that AJ Brown is doing, we expected out of Corey Davis. Yep. And I saw that fantasy fam. I just saw you hit the. Don't be hotboxing the car, man. Don't be farting in the car, bro.
Dude, I got my 2 dogs in the back.
Yo, I know how it goes.
I got mine running around my feet somewhere.
I thought it was my wife over here.
Oh man, we've been talking about it every year. I hear fantasy experts talking about Corey Davis. Oh, this is breakout year. It's always Corey Davis's breakout year, and it never actually happens though. Every next year is his breakout year.
Yep. And I'm sorry. I mean, Corey Davis. Corey Davis is trending in the same direction that before the trade that we were all kind of bagging on Kenyon Drake, if you will. And now here it is, he's in that same pool. I mean, maybe if he goes to a different team, suits up in some different colors, that changes it for him. But forever and forever, I will forever be against Corey Davis. Yeah. Ever since last year, I'm against him.
I mean, I've always not liked him, mostly because one of our other buddies always loved him so much that I just had his love of him made me have to not like him.
I feel it.
So in the Jets game, you got Demaryius Thomas, who's doubtful, and then Robbie Anderson is questionable. I'm pretty sure he's playing, but he has a shoulder injury. So that's just something to keep in mind, that there's a chance he could re-injure that.
Yeah, that is a possibility. More than likely, if you are in the championship round, I will state that this is a man that should not be in your starting lineup. I get that a lot of things and a lot of adjustments, and we've encouraged a lot of adjustments, whether it be A.J. Brown, Rashad Perryman, Boone, you name it, of guys that you would have never thought in your wildest dreams would be in your fantasy starting lineup. But Robbie Anderson, I will state, is a guy that probably shouldn't be there for you.
Yeah, I'd say you probably got better options this week regardless with him. So even if you have him, I'm probably not going with him unless you had some serious injuries and stuff like that.
Well, and what you thinking, bro?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, you shouldn't have to have your fantasy championship on the line with Robbie Anderson. That's right. That's you guys. My connection is kind of piss poor on the highway right now.
Oh, no problem, man.
No worries.
We also got Nelson
Robbie Anderson may not.
Yeah. And with that shoulder injury, there's a chance that he could re-injure it and be out. So, not just are you depending on Robbie Anderson's performance, but also him getting re-injured.
Yep, a guy. If you're looking for a wide receiver, a guy that I would probably be willing to start over him, McLaurin. McLaurin would be a guy that I feel confident rolling out there against the Giants. That's a good matchup if you need to replace Robbie. If he is somehow mysteriously in your lineup.
Oh, what up, SP? I see you in the chat here. And then the last injury I'm gonna go over here is Nelson Aguilar's questionable with a knee injury. I don't think this really affects anything there. I mean, it helps Carson Wentz if he plays. You're not starting Nelson Aguilar, probably, or any other Eagles passing option. But Nelson Aguilar coming back would help Carson Wentz some, but that's about it to me.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm with it.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on final word that Jordan Howard is not playing. I'm waiting for that. That needs to happen because Miles Sanders needs to have another big week.
True.
All right, guys, I got a couple fantasy questions here that people have sent. Someone said Gordon, Eckler, or Chubb to start this week.
Wait, really? Oh yeah, Brandon Rodgers. Yeah, Brandon Rodgers. He mentioned Gordon Eckler, Chubb. Yeah, let's take that one first, really quick, because I got to pull up this update. Go ahead, Ben.
You want to take that first, fam?
What is it? It's Eckler.
Gordon, Eckler, or Chubb.
I mean, the Browns are playing the Ravens, right? So Ravens got a pretty stout defense. I mean, Chubb has been. You know exactly, I feel like, what you're going to get from Chubb. The guy's been quite consistent all season, but Eckler has that. He has that big play ability. As we've seen, he's still like a backup right now, but he's like the number 4 running back.
Yeah, he's like the 1B on that team.
I would probably either lead with Eckler or Chubb. I mean, they're playing the Raiders, and the Raiders, they didn't do so well the first time they played them, Phillip Rivers. But I don't know. I would probably go Chubb.
Robbie, you want to go next?
Let's see here. So I mean, Chubb has to go up against Baltimore. I do get that at 1,400 for 1,400 plus rushing yards, that yes, that's a stat that would be very eye popping and be like, yeah, let me go ahead and run it with this guy. But because of that, and then also interestingly enough, what I found out about the Chargers that they have, due to the lack of fans, whenever they're home, they call a lot of silent snap counts, and that's going to be something this Raiders defense, especially as young as that core is, Max Crosby, all those guys, they jump off sides a lot. So going with the silent snap count, so on and so forth, is going to put them in closer scoring field position. I think that just by game script and just by what I know of the Chargers offense, there's more favoritism, I feel, on my behalf, leaning towards Eckler than Chubb. The only knock on Chubb is that he's facing Baltimore.
Yeah. So for me, like with this, I look. They both have similar situations there with two running backs, and both of those both those teams that are basically the 1A, 1B. Eckler plays the same role as Kareem Hunt, as Melvin Gordon plays the same role as Chubb. So I'm looking at their the situation. If it's a PPR situation with this one, I'm gonna go with Eckler because I think that he's gonna get a bunch of catches, and so I think that'll make up that point difference. But if it's not PPR, I'm gonna go with Chubb because they're gonna run the ball. Like they always run the ball, and like you guys were saying, that what you're getting there with him. He has a floor, and his floor isn't that low. So I think I'd stick with him and hope that he gets those red zone carries instead of Kareem Hunt getting a little dump off pass.
Absolutely. Hey, I mean, like I said, I 100%, see the validity in rolling with a guy like Chubb. I mean, when I see 1,400 rushing yards, you're right. That's enough right there to roll with them.
SP just he got to that report before me. Jordan Howard and Aguilar are both out.
Both out. Yep. So that report is out. Another one that is out that I wanted to cover here via, I guess in a way, my friend now, Adam Schefter. After being inactive today, Titans running back Derrick Henry is expected to return for next Sunday's regular season finale against the Texans. Per source, Tennessee will be vying for a playoff spot next Sunday. So Tennessee facing the Saints tonight. I'm not sure. To my knowledge, it doesn't sound like he's going to be a super high value play, especially if they're already. Yeah, he's not expected to play tonight versus Saints, so he will be expected to play next week. So for Derrick Henry owners, let's fire up Matt Boone. Let's fire up Boone. You missed out on your opportunity last night for Mostert. So you're kind of, excuse how I put this, F there. I kept it clean, Justin. Tell Perry I'll put a nickel in the swear jar, okay?
I'll let him know.
But yeah, so with that being said, I want to make sure that we heavily encourage our Derrick Henry owners to audible and make the adjustments necessary.
I was messing with the layout of this while you were talking, so sorry for everyone who was getting a little dizzy with me moving that stuff around.
No worries. Smooth.
For me, I think I'm going with Mac here. Now that he's back from broken hand. The last two defenses he's played since he came back were both tough defenses, and he's finally got a good matchup here. And that's the only reason why I'm going with him is because I like his matchup more. And I think that he could actually do really well. I really like Boone this week too. I've been telling people that Boone could win people their league this week. But with these options, I'm going to go with Mac. That's the thing is I think important to note is just because a player is great for some people doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be great for you. You might have better options on your bench already.
This is facts. Now, when you say Mac, you're talking about Marlon Mack?
Yeah.
Okay. And for whose lineup? Yeah. Whose lineup is that?
Oh, that's SP. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was reading his. Was that not what we were talking about?
No. I mean, you were reading his. I had he had dropped the Jordan Howard and Aguilar update, so I had to go ahead
Oh,
and I see.
gotcha.
Okay, I see his question there. I can't.
Yeah,
What the
it's
hell did I read
DeAndre.
over that?
Yeah, it's DeAndre Washington, Marlon Mack, Boone, or Freeman full PPR.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm rolling Boone.
I would say Boone probably. I mean, even though DeAndre Washington could be a sneaky play, I mean the Chargers secondary is actually somewhat decent, or they may want to try to run the ball.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what I've been telling. Like a lot of people, I think Washington and Boone here has been a big debate I've seen online, because DeAndre Washington did pretty well last week, but we've seen Boone do well for several weeks. His average yards per carry is great, and he has no other competition in that backfield, which is most important.
Yeah. Smoot asked, and I'm hoping that this is a Fred Smoot reference. You know, shout out to the old school Redskins days. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He asked Dak or Cousins. So I mean, of course, Dak in the divisional matchup, leading the league in passing, but of course, Dallas coming off their most recent W and figuring out that holy shit, if we run the ball, then we can actually get a W. I think that I think that kind of sways Dak
And then
in
Kirk
terms of
Cousins against the Packers too, another divisional.
exactly. Yeah, both these divisional matchups. I personally like Kurt and his matchup because there's no corners. Period. I mean, neither of these teams that Dallas or the Vikings are going up against have corners. But I mean, with Dallas, I just feel like they're going to run the ball a whole hell of a lot more, which is going to affect one Dakota Prescott. Whereas Kirk Cousins, it's not going to matter. This guy's putting up 23 points a week. It's all good. It's in the bag. So I'm going to roll with Cousins there.
Big game, too. Monday night.
Yeah.
Yep, Monday night. And then on top of that, I just want to add with my take fantasy football strategy. We all know that I'm very big on strategy. If you can score enough points with your skill position players and then roll into Monday night with your with your QB and you're already ahead, that's just nothing but cushion, baby. That's just nothing but cushion.
It's a good feeling, especially in the championship.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're rolling out there, I don't know what the rest of your lineup looks like, Smooth, but if your rest of your lineup is stout, then why not chance it on a Monday night with the quarterback if you're already up? So I just want to put that out there.
You've got to be up there to have that confidence.
No, I love it too. I agree with you, Dak and Cousins. Jerry Jones apparently realized he does need a rushing leader to win a championship. You remember at the beginning of the season, he was talking about that. Oh, we don't need a rushing leader to win championship. Apparently you do. It's the only way you win any games, in fact.
I don't need Jerry Jones to win.
Right. But yeah, so I'm going with Cousins on this one.
Yup, he said Fred, my first cousin, by the way. Oh, snap, that's what's up, Smooth.
Oh, shoot.
Hey,
Hey,
Sir
Smoot,
Cardinals.
have him do a promo for us.
Right? Sir Cardinal TV in the chat with a very, very big question. By the way, a big channel. Everyone supports Sir Cardinal TV. He is the king of play-by-play up there in Canada. He says, I got Indy defense. Should I find a different defense? Denver looks interesting to me. I'm nervous because I got C-Mac versus Indy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Denver, I actually wouldn't mind rolling out Denver against the Lions.
Yeah. I'm not, like you said, I think as before we went live, we were talking about blows. So.
He stinks. And it's in Denver. I mean, Drew Lock is starting to play pretty solid. Like, they're starting to,
yeah, and
figure some pieces out.
Bo Scarborough, I mean, he's not good either. So.
Carry-on's apparently back.
Oh, that's right. And you're right. And Bo is actually injured. So, yeah, they'll have Carry-on Johnson out there. But it's also his first game back from that injury that's held him out the entire season, basically.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I would have no problem playing the Broncos D. I think that's a better situation than going against the Panthers.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
definitely like the.
Go ahead, Robbie.
I mean, I get where you're coming from with wanting with being enticed with wanting to start the Colts defense, especially with Will Greer. Hashtag Dad Podcast.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, anyone who has not seen the interview between the Rumboys and Will Greer, please go check that shit out. It is hilarious. It is the greatest thing ever. I had a great weekend with that man. I had a great weekend. Like met his wife, met his family. Like showed pictures of each other's kids. It was great. I wish Will Greer the best success, but I think he's gonna throw like. Normally with QBs I can predict one interception. In my stomach, and maybe it's the rum from last night. I don't know. But in my stomach, I think he throws 2 today, fellas. No pick sixes, but he does throw 2 picks.
I'm saying at least 2.
You're taking the under or the over?
Yeah, I would definitely take the over on that.
So I think that there's validity in starting the Colts defense, but I think Denver looks very appetizing as well, so I do not blame the start of the Broncos defense.
Yeah, I would definitely go Broncos defense.
I got someone on Twitter hit me up. They got half-point PPR for their flex. They got Connor, Waller, AP. Dang, they got a bunch of options here. Washington or Diggs.
Maybe Waller, even though the San Diego secondary isn't terrible, but I mean Connor, the Steelers' offense, they're playing.
I'm not playing Connor. I'm eliminating him right now.
You're reading Love Tractor's question.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they tagged all of us in it.
Yeah. Courtney's been a long time Rumboy actually. Like
that's what I'm talking about, Courtney.
Yeah, since literally Courtney Love Tractor 3 has been supporting the channel both on Twitter and YouTube since the beginning.
That sounds like a username from Farmers Only, by the way.
It does. I told Courtney this. So yeah, we definitely have to take this one serious. Waller, you played Kittle already.
Yep. AP, Washington or Diggs.
I mean, AP's got a solid matchup against the Giants, right?
Yeah.
Dude, everything in me with what he just put is telling me AP, and I'm rolling with that. I'm rolling with that take.
Yeah.
Not because I'm a Redskins fan.
No,
I'd say you're a little biased with that one.
I don't know. My initial gut tells me either AP or Waller here. Man, that's rough. I think I roll with AP in this situation. Oh man, that's tough though. I might go Waller.
Yo, coffee hurts when it comes up to your nostrils, dude. That shit was worse than milk.
I haven't had any yet today.
Oh, I don't know how you're functioning. How are you outside?
He's in Austin, Texas.
If anybody knows what that is.
No, I'm in Seattle, so we don't do anything without coffee.
Next stop, yo. This is the spot to go to if you're driving down. So good, man. Pilates like crazy. The line is always long as hell. But yo, I'm actually gonna head out. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, for sure. But next week I'll definitely. I don't know if you guys are gonna still cover Week 17 because I know some leagues still go to the end.
Yeah,
you know I mean?
we'll do it. I just won't be as excited.
Yep.
Right? I'm in a points league. It goes to Week 17, so I'll still be excited.
I'll definitely be covering. I'll be there. So I got you, man.
Oh yeah. All right. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah. See you later, man.
All right. Later.
I got one here from our good friend Eugene on Twitter. Jared Cook or Hollister, full point PPR.
Ooh, Jared Cook or Hollister. I really like this one. The reason why this is so interesting to me is because Jared Cook is definitely the better tight end out of these two tight ends for pass catching ability and, just the all around the offense that their team generates. But Hollister's going against. Seattle also likes to target the tight end, and they're going against the Cardinals, who, if you guys haven't been paying attention, if you're a tight end, when you play against the Cardinals, you're going to have a 40-point game.
Yeah. Like, I love how you started to laugh before I started to laugh because you already knew I was about to laugh. Like, yo, Arizona.
Yeah.
Like you've seen, our film sessions, and we're always talking through chat about film and stuff. This Cardinals defense could not guard the tight end if the tight end was draped in a freaking wet paper bag.
Like,
okay.
I don't know if they realize other teams have tight ends yet. Like, because they don't plan for it. They're like, who is that dude just running across the field?
You know what the biggest problem to me is for the Arizona Cardinals defensively, when your best guy is Buda Baker. That's that, and I get that he's old, but you have a Patrick Peterson there. That gets me. That really gets to me. Arizona, get it together defensively. Jared Cook's going to ball out. You got to start Jared Cook. I don't even get why that was even a question. Excuse me. Sorry.
So Joe Mixon, he's playing this week, but he also has a stomach flu that I guess he's been dealing with for the last few days. So that's just something to keep in mind if you're thinking of starting him. That could affect him.
I'm not going to want to start Joe Mixon. Not on your show, not on my show.
Oh, I know. Apparently, there's a few players going around the league that are sick right now. I got a list of a few of them. We got Le'Veon Bell, Mike Evans, Tyler Lockett, and DeAndre Hopkins all dealing with the flu today. Man, they chose the wrong fantasy championship. You wanna get sick?
I don't think they have. I don't think they can control which fan they touch and get them sick.
That's what I'm saying. The coach got to put those players in a bubble this week.
Right? Hey, all y'all up in the stands, stop high-fiving these players.
Yeah, don't high five that kid. He looks like he's sick or about to be sick.
Like, look. If you got your 7-year-old in the stands with you sniffling up there in cold conditions, you need to be rethinking a lot.
With Alex Boone, hey, what up, Jimmo? With Alex Boone, Alex Boone. I keep saying Alex Boone. I don't know why. I think was it Jake Boone? I can't remember his name. Boone.
Aaron, you're thinking Aaron Boone, the baseball player, right?
No. I'm talking about for the Vikings. They're
yeah, but you mix up.
Yeah.
Boones. Yeah, I do that same thing. I'll mix up because I cover all sports. I'm like, I had Aaron Boone's baseball card as a kid. So I'm like, it confuses the hell out of me, dude. I'm sorry. I get it. I get it 100% where you're coming from.
It's Mike Boone. There we go.
Yep.
Okay, Mike Boone. I think that he's going to feast today. I see him as being like a number 2 running back, like for anyone this week. Like he's going to put up those type of points. What up, Eric? Nice seeing you here, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely high on Boone as well. I did have a question for you, and I've been seeing this go around a lot this morning. Mainly Twitter was the biggest hub that I've been seeing this go around. This Dion Lewis stuff, people trying to find upside in starting Dion Lewis with Derrick Henry being out. Are we rolling with this here?
No. So actually, one of the questions that I got earlier, they included picking up Dion Lewis off the waiver wires. I just didn't even include that when I brought it up to you guys because I don't even see that as an option. No, like there's a reason why they've been feeding Derrick Henry the ball. It's because Lewis doesn't perform, and he's not that type of back too. He's not that smash mouth back that they like. he's gonna do okay. He's not gonna like put up a 0 for you or anything, but
Yup.
I'll be shocked if he finds the end zone.
I'm in agreement with you. Dion Lewis has not impressed me, especially when we talk about go heading into to the Rum Boys film vault. Hasn't impressed me since being in a Titans uniform. With that being said, I don't just because he's going to get the starting role today, I don't think that makes him a start. Once again, there's plenty of guys that I would go over him. Now, if we're talking, Joe Mixon or Dion Lewis, then yeah, sure, Dion Lewis.
Would you start Boone or Mixon?
Boone.
Okay, yeah, I think that's like the only thing. Mixon, like he does have that great matchup with Miami, but Miami's defense is not the same defense that it was week 1 through 8. They've improved. Their offense has improved. They're a whole different team. So I think that's just something to keep in mind that they might not, disappoint, or they might not fail to stop people like they did in the past. I could see them actually guarding Joe Mixon when he goes out on routes and like him not performing.
I'm in 100% agreement.
Yeah, and Boone, who are they playing again? They're playing Green Bay, and Green Bay has a great passing defense and a horrible run defense. So that's why I keep telling people Boone's going to do so good this week, because they're going to need to run the ball, and he is their only option. This is he's a pretty skilled player, but more importantly, the opportunity he has this week is just amazing.
Yeah.
So I think that's a guy you could start in almost any league, and you're going to be happy with the results.
Let's see here. I'm trying to think. I literally just looked at the time, and I'm like literally trying to like think like how much time we have on air.
Yeah, we got I'd say about 10 more minutes.
Exactly. So I'm trying to fit in as much like it's championship weekend, bro. We can't leave no stone unturned. we talked about Dion Lewis and his impact. We talked about the Derrick Henry impact.
Someone just asked, is Gio Bernard seriously about to be an out of nowhere league winner? No, because you're not starting Gio Bernard.
It's some of the stuff that comes out, man. Let me hit up my Twitter. I think I got some more here in my inbox. Bro, when I tell you I've been getting like blown up. I've been getting blown up. We already talked about, or did we talk about Galladay or Landry on air?
Oh no, we didn't.
Yeah, so Ty, this is a 0.5 PPR question. T.Y. Hilton, Galladay, or Landry? We've expressed our distaste in this season with T.Y. Hilton. That's not to say that can carry over into next season. So we're not saying T.Y. We're hating on you.
Yeah, I love T.Y. as a player.
Yeah, exactly.
He's been hurt.
Yeah, I'll let you finish it, man. I mean, you kind of my emotions behind it. I'm gonna get emotional during the take, so I mean, I'm gonna spare myself that.
I like Ty. I love him as a player, great player. I love him next year. This year, I mean, this year's done, but you're not playing him the last game here. Let him disappoint you one more time. This ain't Britney Spears. Don't hit me one more time.
I knew that you were gonna do it.
So I'm not going with Ty there. But the other two, you got Galladay and Landry. Galladay's great upside. He could score. He could have a 140-yard game and 2 touchdowns off of 4 catches. But yeah. Landry is, if you're in PPR, he's going to catch the ball. He's going to be there. He's the one receiving the majority of the targets there. He's been the only player that you could depend on season long in the receiving core for the Browns. I'm going to continue to roll him out this week in that situation. He got me here. If I'm in the championship, he helped get me here, and I'm going to let him finish the job. Galladay, I don't think is a horrible option. Like I said, he has a higher percent chance of getting you a lot of points and also a higher percent chance of busting. So take that into consideration if you're playing someone who maybe has a Christian McCaffrey and a Lamar Jackson on their team. Maybe you start Galladay because you need that high percent, or you need that chance that he goes off.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to go with Landry. Like you mentioned, he's gotten you this far. Let him finish the job.
Someone asked in the chat, Jazz A, starting for flex, DeAndre Washington, David Montgomery, Austin Hooper. Man, that's tough. I'm going to go between DeAndre Washington and Montgomery here. Let me check. Do you know who the Bears are playing? I can't think off the top of my head.
The Bears are playing the Chiefs.
Ooh.
So yeah, the Chiefs are trash.
On defense,
but I mean, yeah, on defense. We still got to get to Jimmo's question. I think we skipped over that one on accident.
Oh, my bad. Let's do this one real quick, and we'll come back to that one.
And then we'll come back to Jimmo's.
Yeah,
Jimmo's definitely important.
I'm going with Montgomery here. I think Montgomery is, like, against that matchup, he's got a better matchup, and they're going to lean on him. I think they're starting to learn that they need him.
Yep. Austin Hooper is so tempting because I've been advising people
he is
to start him, and he's been winning. He's been getting people, through the playoffs and through championships. And I absolutely positively do not mind two tight spreads in fantasy football. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say that Austin Hooper is my favorite. They're going up against Jacksonville, and Jacksonville's kind of soft this year. They are not Saxonville. So yeah, I'm gonna go Austin Hooper. It is what it is. Pat 1984, what is good? He said, "Why wear a Redskins jersey? Because it's Sean Taylor, baby. Rest in peace. Only man to hit a punter in a Pro Bowl the way that he did." Jimmo the icon. I'm just an icon living. I had to do that. We still going Sims Jr. over Cobb and Shady. This man is a Pro Bowl vote for a reason. I'm not digging Cobb. I don't think I've seen any fantasy lineup this year, regular season or in playoffs, that has had Cobb in it.
Yeah,
and
how big of a league is this?
Yeah, I don't think I've never seen that happen. So I'm gonna go with trends here, as if we were in the '90s, following trends, and I'm gonna still say Sims Jr. This man's a Pro Bowler for a reason. Plus, there's that upside of potentially scoring on special teams. I get that is just potential. That is 1 to 2, maybe even at a maximum 3% potentiality of him doing that. But that potentiality is still there. And he is a target for Haskins along with McLaurin. If McLaurin's not open, then Sims is the second read. It's just going up against the Giants too. There's just too many green flags.
Yeah, and if you're including Shady in there, though, I keep monitoring Damian Williams because he's been limited all week with the rib injury. So I might, if he's out, then I'm going with Shady. But otherwise, I'm going with you, Robbie.
Yeah, I mean, and I just kind of want to speak to, I get that I'm always kind of against Vegas, especially with the way they set lines sometimes. But what this is telling me is, that Giants Skins game is probably going to be a little bit more high scoring than what we think. It's going to be a closer game than what we think. So when I look at, the spread at an even 1.5, open up at 1.5, and now closing at 1, I'm definitely looking at the upside of Sims Jr. getting us some touches versus, the Bears defense is the Bears defense still till this day. If Shady gets stopped and that hole gets clogged up, it is what it is. So,
hey, Pat says he's starting Dak today, hurt arm and all. He says they're beating Philly, so I assume you're a Cowboys fan.
He is a Cowboys fan. Huge.
You should definitely watch our last episode, and there's not a lot of time before the game starts, so skip about 30 minutes into it, about 35, 40 minutes into it, and we talk about quarterback streaming options. I think there's multiple in there that are a better option than Dak this week.
Yeah.
I know you're a Cowboys fan, but don't let your fandom lose you a fantasy championship.
Big facts, big facts. Hey, I've done that. I've done that. Which, by the way, everyone, when at the beginning of the year, when I was like, go and get you a little bit of AP in those bottom late rounds, he's gonna be there. And here it is. Last couple of weeks, we've been talking about inserting.
Yeah, we're just talking about starting him this week. Yeah.
You know, so guys, pay attention to us. Don't just pay attention to us week to week. Don't just pay attention to us during the playoffs.
Bedbugs asking Parker or Melvin Gordon full PPR. I'm going with Parker here. I like Parker a lot, and full PPR, that's going to be an added probably 8 to 10 points he's going to get you.
What were the options again?
Devontae Parker or Melvin Gordon.
Parker.
Yeah, and because the Dolphins are also playing the Bengals.
Exactly.
So, I mean, those are two, like, I think the Bengals are worse than the Dolphins. So he's going to be able to feast on those catches there. He's going to get catches and touchdowns. So yeah, I got to go with him.
Do we have enough airtime for a quick rant on Deshaun Watson really quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Deshaun Watson. Dear Deshaun, why did you cost over half of us fantasy championships yesterday? 10.96 fantasy points against the Bucks when Jameis threw 4 picks still simultaneously, and you let Jameis Winston outscore you in fantasy football. Deshaun Watson, you are the reason in today's fantasy football in the AM episode why the rum is always gone.
But you know what? He's the reason people tuning into us right now, because they're like, shoot, I need some help setting this lineup because of what he did to my team.
Yeah. I am in 100% agreement because I'm one of those people that's here today.
I started Winston in one of my leagues, so I'm also in that situation. I'm like, man, I need to make up for this with the rest of my lineup.
Yep. So, I mean, guys, we are wishing you all good luck today. We know that yesterday was an off day. We knew that it was going to be one of those kind of superstitious days, not to go all Stevie Wonder on you guys. But I can't believe I just covered my eyes when I did that. But I hate to go all Stevie Wonder on you guys, but superstition is the way. It was Saturday football yesterday. You know, that when football is on an off day, superstitious things are going to happen. So we apologize because we can't control that.
Yeah, it sucks. It's Thursday night football, even though it was on Saturday, and you got Thursday night football on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Yo, there's an account really named Bedbugs.
Yeah.
Whoa, that just made me itch. That just made me feel like I was staying in a Motel 6.
And you see, their picture somewhere. Is actually of a bed bug.
Dude. I was rolling with Parker too. Just needed other people to say it to make me feel better about it. Hey, a lot of the times, all you need is your resident fantasy analyst to give you that warm, fuzzy feeling inside.
All right, sweet. Robbie, you want to do an outro for us? I got to get out of here so I could set my lineup in the next 10 minutes.
Yep. Really quick, what do you have coming up next on your show, and where can the public find you?
Oh, man, you guys can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere where you listen to podcasts, we are there. YouTube is our main platform, and we appreciate it if you guys subscribe to us, helps us grow. And then we give away jerseys all the time. Speaking of, we're giving away a Michael Vick autographed jersey. Just leave a comment on any of our last 2 videos, and we're doing that giveaway on Monday. Oh,
absolutely. Make sure you guys do comment on the latest. Not just this video. Comment on this video. I'm sure this video counts, right?
Yeah, in the comment section, not the live chat, because that's just too much for me to track.
Yep. At the end of this video, comment on this video plus the last video. You can get entered into Clock Management's running. for that signed Michael Vick jersey, which is probably valued even more now with Lamar breaking that record. Also, with that being said, we do have NFL Rum Zone coming up here in the next 10 minutes. 7 hours of commercial-free play-by-play for every single big play. If you're a fantasy football fan, you need to be involved in this live stream. You can find us at Rum Boys, spelled with a Z, N-E-T, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, everywhere. We're on all social media platforms. Also, with that, for both Clock Management and the Rum Boys Fantasy Network, we are both on rumboys.com, so sign up there. And you can also just ask your Google Assistant, hey, Google, YouTube Rum Boys Fantasy Network, YouTube Clock Management, and sure enough, it'll come up. I just said that, and my phone just did it. Oh, my God. It works. It works. I'm not even touching my phone, and my phone just did it. So you guys, it's simple as that. Follow us everywhere. Utilize your technology to keep up with us. You ready to do this, bro?
Let's do it.
Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Clock Management family. What it do? We love you guys. Have a great Sunday.